Hey, good morning, everybody. It's about 10:30 in the a.m., and I am back with another podcast. I think this is is it episode 11? I think. Let me check. Let me consult the phone, as I often do. This time it's not to look up an actor's name. For once in my life. Okay, let's go to the channel real quick here. Yes, this is episode 11. Episode 11, cool. So, if you're new here, welcome. This is Adam's Rambling Podcast, where I talk about, sometimes I talk about things going on in my life, sometimes I talk about, sketch and improv stuff. But other times I just talk about things I've watched recently and, things in the entertainment industry stuff going on. Stuff that's going on in the world, man. Like, there's really bad stuff going on. I'm wearing this shirt in support of not only it being Hawaiian Shirt Day, but also, obviously, the wildfires stuff going on in Maui is very tragic, and my heart goes out to those people dealing with that. These wildfires are no joke, man. They're no joke. Just seeing pictures, it's like, man, that's scary. So my heart goes out to all those who have lost family and friends over there. And obviously, I don't have a link or anything like that, so I'm not going to be like, oh, link here, and I'll donate $20,000 or something. I don't have that type of money. But, if you can, give what you can to any type of thing that's legit, that can help them and stuff. So, yeah, that's scary stuff. This is episode 11. Also, you might want to check out, I finally did that Scream 7 pitch, which I, admittedly kind of rambled through because I couldn't decide on exactly what I wanted. It was a little harder. Like, it felt like with the Halloween one, going back and trying to do a follow-up on old Halloween movies was easier than, following up a movie that just came out this year. It was tricky, let me say. Because it's, sometimes the benefit of hindsight, you can be like, oh, well, what if you did this? So we're done with the Scream pitches for now, but feel free to watch them. We got 34 views on it, so thanks for that, guys. Still working on that subscriber count. We're still at 35. Been a little while since we got new subscribers, so maybe in honor of Hawaiian Shirt Day, hit that subscribe button. Or maybe in honor of my new mug that I got. My new coffee mug. Because of course I did. Spider-Man. As you know, I've mentioned before, I have lots of Spider-Man stuff. Big old Spider-Man. He's kind of lost his fluff, but this Spider-Man is on hard times. So I have a little one that my mom gave me this actually. He used to live in my car. He's got a little faded, but Adam's showing off his Spider-Man toys like a true adult. So anyway, cool. So that's been 3 minutes of crap. Anyway, I just like doing that. It's a running joke, but. Did I mention I got this thing here for Target? I think I did. It's got a little bit of whiskey left in it. I might finish that. This weekend. I damn well might. I've been dealing with it's because of wildfire stuff, and I think it's Canada, maybe California. Who knows? Either way, it's coming up this way, and it's smoky, and it's gonna be smoky all weekend. So I'm already sitting there with it, stuff going on. Yeah. I also had to work the freezer the other night, and that sucked. At my job, I was like, God, why? And obviously it's been there was a decent amount of heat wave. We had 90-degree weather for a couple of days there, and it was just like, Yeah. And then I didn't get much sleep the other day because they were working on our building outside. They're literally outside my window, banging hammers. It's I'm trying to sleep. I sleep during the day. So I'm having to call out of work and call out on my soccer class too, because it was 95 degrees anyway. So I had already made an executive decision to cancel class because I'm like, it's 95. These kids are going to be miserable. I know they would be. Because I've been doing it for a long time, and I've been there. You're out there 95 or more weather. Some people don't show up, and then other people, it's just and there was a day we were going to do passing, so that's a lot of standing around. So it's because 95-degree weather, just having the sun bake on you, is not exactly pleasant. So I'll just do a makeup in September. Things happen. So hopefully it won't be 90 degrees in September too. We can hope. But yeah, so that's things going on in the world. That's in the world. This has been the world check that this is given into. The world check in my life. So I've been watching a decent amount of things lately. I was gonna do like a separate Barbie review with Anna, but like she's sleeping, and I'm just like, I'll just talk about it. But yeah, I've seen several movies recently, and as far as shows go, I've actually been trying to get back into other shows because you finish one like Righteous Gemstones, and it's like, all right, what else is coming out? And there's like a whole bunch of them coming like really quickly. So it's like, oh fuck, I gotta watch this, and so I gotta watch the first episode of Billions. It's their final season 7, and Damian Lewis is back, so Axe is back, and it's good. I like the whole cast. It's a good show. So I look forward to how things will turn out and stuff. So it's a good first episode. And I haven't got a chance to watch Only Murders in the Building yet. I haven't started their new season yet. I know they got at least 1 or 2 episodes of it, I think. Obviously, I haven't started Winning Time season 2 either. That's the one with the Lakers and all that. I watched the first season. I really liked it. So I know it's not the most factual thing, as some of the basketball players have said. This is not factual. It's like, fair. But, I think with Hollywood, I sometimes take suspension of disbelief sometimes, where it's like, well, it's close to what probably happened. So, you take it with a grain of salt. But, obviously, in lieu of that, for those of you who have seen the movie The Blind Side, then some stuff coming out about that, and, conservatorship, whatever the shit that Britney Spears was on. I can't say words for some reason. Conservatingship, or I don't know how to say it. Conservativeship, I think that's what it is. They had him under that, and he saw no money for the movie or anything like that. And the family's basically taking all his movie and all this, and they never legally technically adopted him. But technically he was 18, so I guess But still, it felt like all the family was getting all the money. He ain't seeing a cent, So it's legitimate. So kind of shady. But one thing I gotta say though is and I agree with the actor who played him in the movie. Don't bully Sandra Bullock and tell Sandra Bullock she has to give back her Oscar. She was playing a fucking role, guys. She's an actor. It's just like if you had an actor playing Hitler, you wouldn't say, "Yeah, you should give back that role," because it's like he's not actually Hitler. He just played a fucking role, guys. It's called acting. You get these people who take things too far. Where it's just oh, well, I thought you should go to that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Go after Hollywood and go after the people who messed up in that situation. But like I said, there's always sides to things. Who knows what's all going on? We're not there. We don't know. But sucky situation, because that was a good movie. I liked that movie. I thought everybody did a good job in it. But shit happens. Oh yeah, and then what else is coming? Oh, Osaka. I'm waiting for Osaka. That's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna watch No Hard Feelings tonight. That's my plan. I'm gonna run it off Amazon because Jennifer Lawrence in a comedy. It's supposed to be pretty good. So that'll be cool. Looking forward to that. But let's get into some of this other stuff that I watched. I've been watching more movies recently. Because after I finished, I was like, what am I going to watch on Shudder now? In terms of series. I tried watching this other one, and it was just it had a dash cam thing, and it was really bad. So I was like, I'm not going to watch this. But, sorry, right in the corner of my throat. Like I said, it's smoky. I got this big old bag of M&M's here, peanut butter M&M's. Not a sponsor, but you could be. I'm sure they're just dying to sponsor me. What do I do? Words are hard. Anyway, let's talk about Barbie, guys. Let's talk about Barbie. I do not have any Barbie dolls or Ken dolls here, so I can't be like, this is my Barbie. I had one when I was a kid. I had the shaving Ken. He just shaved his face, and it was And my sister had Barbie, so I'd play with her sometimes. So then I'd bring He-Man into the picture. It was cool. I do have He-Man though. Actually, several He-Mans. Got this one. I've showed this before, but yeah. We got classic He-Man, and then we had the reboot He-Man from 2002 or whatever the hell that was, 2003, whenever they had that other cartoon. Yeah. Funny story about this Skeletor. Somehow this Skeletor action figure ended up in the bedroom when our house guest was here. And Anna just like found him and he's like, well, Skeletor's trying to creep on in the bedroom. So it's Skeletor as usual, up to no good, you know. I'm looking to see some nudity. Anyway, that's my Skeletor impression. Terrible. Anyway, it's not as good as it usually is because of my throat. But anyway, back to Barbie. So, as you can see, guys, Barbie's making a lot of fucking money. It's actually has now outgrossed The Dark Knight, which is amazing. So yeah, as for my thoughts, I really enjoyed it. It's actually one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I know there's some people who are just like, it's man-hating garbage, man-hating woke garbage, And it's like, no, there's times in the message, I think, can be misconstrued. Like there's moments that, like there's a big speech in there, which is very pertinent. The speech, I agreed with a lot of what the speech said. There were just moments where it was got to the montage thing where it was just like, okay, let's keep moving. But if you really think about the movie, it's actually a really good. It kind of really takes on the whole patriarchy aspect of things, but it also shows you kind of like both sides of things in terms of like, here's a world where, you know, Barbies kind of run things, and here's a world, you know, our world where, you know, the patriarchy. And you see how both are fucking bad. Both are fucking bad. So I think that's the ultimate message is the true feminism message is equality. 50-50 equality, or at least somewhere in that range, you know. Like treating each other like equal people, you know. And when we say that, it doesn't mean like, look, certain people are going to have certain skills or certain things that they're good at. I'm not a mechanic. I can do very little on a car, beyond a few little basic things. So I take it into a mechanic who knows what the hell they're doing. So in that terms, yeah, I'm not equal to them in terms of being able to fix a car, but they can't do improv and sketch like I can. So, or act on stage. So there's those things. That doesn't make me better than them or them. You know, it's just, I think equality is a very important thing. Be equal, guys. Be equal. Equal but talented in different ways. Or skilled in different ways. But no, I think that there's a lot of good humor in there. There's a lot of good heartfelt moments in there. I think you can see kind of perspective from Ken's side too. It doesn't feel like, there's been other movies where like it just felt like every male character is an asshole and da-da-da, you know, and those the movies I didn't enjoy for those reasons, because it's just like, well, okay, not that I need a male character to root for or anything like that. It's not like that. Like I'm perfectly fine with strong women characters kicking ass. That's totally fine. But like, it's like, you know, just when it just like gets overboard, where it's just like, that guy's also an asshole. That guy's also a misogynist. That guy's just like, okay, we get it. Yes, there are some bad men out there that are scumbags. We get it. You know, but it's just like, beat you over the head with it until you friggin' get it. But Barbie didn't do that. I think Barbie did a good job of balancing that out well, where you could see Ken's point of view, and you kind of feel sometimes for Ken too, and kind of his situation, like what he's in, you know, where you can feel like, and he takes things overboard, obviously, but like, Ryan Gosling was great. I thought all the Kens were solid. Margot Robbie's great. A lot of the other Barbies are great, you know, so it's like, it's a solid cast. I even enjoy America Ferrera, who I was never a huge fan of him because of that terrible Ugly Betty show. Now, a lot of people liked that. I thought it was just insulting, but just my personal opinion. If you like Ugly Betty, that's fine. Each to their own. Certain shows you're just not into, certain shows I am into, it's all good. We can all like what we like. Just like there's some people who watched and just like that, and somehow that got a second season. But who knows? I mean, I was never that big into Sex and the City either, so I didn't really care. But just hearing about it, I was just like, why did that get a second season? Of all the things that Warner Brothers canceled and put out, you know, just like, that gets a second season, you know? Who knows? I still am upset that Netflix, you know, canceled Glow and didn't give it a final season. Very upsetting. Glow is a great show, guys. If you haven't seen Glow on Netflix, watch that shit. It's great. Especially if you like wrestling, but it's great about the whole women wrestling. And Allison Brie's great in there. It's It's a good cast. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, but yeah, Barbie is great, guys. Absolutely check it out. I've not seen Oppenheimer yet. Planning to see it soon. I also want to see Blue Beetle because I want to support Zolo from Cobra Kai. Miguel. It just looks like fun. Seems like a nice, you know, maybe a by the numbers superhero movie, but I don't care. It's a Latino thing. I'm not Latino myself, but it's, you know, Latino people have their superhero too. Everybody deserves one. Everybody deserves a hero. Everybody. So no, I really liked it, guys. I think you should check it out. It's a great movie. It's definitely one of my top movies of the year so far. I mean, we're halfway through the year. I guess we're almost in September, so I guess we are almost done with this year. So I would definitely put it up there. Guardians is really good too. Guardians 3 was really good. I liked Indiana Jones myself. Some people didn't. It's okay. You know, so I mean, it's definitely a tough call right now. But yeah, no, definitely check out Barbie, guys. It's really good. Also, we were gonna go to the theater and see it, but it actually wasn't playing in any theaters. But it came to Amazon, so we watched that movie Cobweb, which is starring what's her damn name? Lizzie Kaplan. Lizzie Kaplan is the mom, and my boy Homelander from The Boys. Now I forgot his name. Jesus Christ! I'm always forgetting names, man. I should know his name. Why do I not know his name? It's a very easy name. Why am I not remembering it? Why? Just look up Cobweb real quick, dummy. Anthony Starr. That's it. I just popped in my head before I even clicked on it. So this is actually really good, guys. It's kind of very much a modern take on a grim fairy tale a little bit, but it also has some influence from Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. Words are hard. The Telltale Heart. So there's kind of moments of that in there too. But it has its own kind of spin and its own kind of thing. And you kind of, without going into spoiler territory, you kind of have a certain aspect of the parents being kind of creepy and being a little weird, and you know, what are they? You know, they keep their kid around, and he hears he's knocking at the wall a lot and all that. But it kind of takes a turn, which about halfway through, I'm like, I bet there's going to be some kind of twist with it, because it just felt too by the numbers if it had gone the way it had gone. Well, I think both parents playing the roles were really good, and convincing. And the person playing the monster, or the thing in the wall, whatever you got, it's really good, well done. The kid wasn't too bad, and the woman playing the teacher, I thought she was good. I saw her in, she's going to be in Rebel Moon, that Zack Snyder one, and she was in Dope Sick. She played the girlfriend of the one girl that had gotten Caitlin Deaver's character. So it was nice to see her. She was pretty good in there. But it even ends like a grim fairy tale and all that, so it doesn't have a nice little happy ending, it's nice, because sometimes you get those horror movies and they just have the happy ending, but it also didn't feel like an or is it moment, you know, like we used to get in those slasher sequels. It's over, or is it? We're setting up a sequel. But no, I really liked it, guys. Check it out. You can watch it, you can rent it on Amazon, or you can probably watch it other places too, but Amazon seems to be the easiest way to do that. Like if you see a new movie and it's like there, and I can knock my camera around like an idiot, like that. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. Took you for a ride. Cool. And then the other day I watched Knock at the Cabin, the latest M. Night Shyamalan movie, starring Dave Bautista, of course, of wrestling fame, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy and a lot of many other movies that he's been in since then. And yeah, it's basically like 4 people come with kind of a message of the world's going to end, and we need you to make a choice, a sacrifice of sorts, to save the world. And then they keep making sacrificing themselves, and then horrible things happen. There's like a bad earthquake, and then there's a thing with the tsunami rising. With this one thing, it was funny as hell though, because like they're showing this thing in the clip on TV, and it's like I'm supposed to be on the Oregon coast, I guess. So I'm like, oh great, and like the tsunami is slowly like rising towards this beach, and all these people are just like standing there like, oh that's nice. I'm like, why are you standing there staring at this thing, you morons? Get moving. It's always like, I can understand maybe a kid being like stunned by something, like in the first Spider-Man when the kid's like staring, like, the balloon is falling. I'll just stand here and stare at it. Get the fuck out of the way. It's like, excuse my language, but like, move, you dumb motherfucker. It's like the Prometheus thing of running from things. I'm gonna run directly underneath it and not go to the left. It's like, come on, guys, come on. Yeah, but no, it's Batista's pretty good now. He's definitely shown some good skill as an actor. It doesn't feel like you're just watching The Rock. I'm The Rock, but a superhero. I'm The Rock, but in a car movie. And nothing against The Rock. I mean, he's got a gimmick and makes it work. He's going the Schwarzenegger route, where he can pretty much be the same character, or the John Wayne route, I guess, to a lesser extent. But hey, he makes bank for the most part, so hey, whatever makes him happy. But no, it's pretty good. One of the actors playing part of the couple, the gay couple that he was on Mindhunter, Jonathan Groff, I think his name is. Yeah. He's pretty good in there too. Both of them were good, I thought. They had this nice flashback sequence. There's this one sequence where like he's flashing back to getting like knocked out by a bottle in a bar, and he turns out that it was Rupert Grint, who's also in this character. But like when he shows up, his character's name is Redmond, and it was like an unintentionally funny moment to me because like he's like, and this is after Rupert Grint has died. But like he's like, I think he was that guy in the bar. He was that guy in the bar. His name was this, and he went to jail after that and all that. And then like after this, Dave Bautista just like nonchalant was just like, his name was Redmond. It's just like he just could not believe that he could have had this other name. Like his name was Redmond. That's what he is. I mean, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's much. It still has a lot of those Shyamalan things of like, I am up close and in your face. Do you see my entire face? Like it's like, oh my god, back the camera up a little bit, and some of the slow talking and all that. But like, it's based off a book, I guess. So I think there was less of the bad Shyamalan stuff, like old. Old. So at least a decent Shyamalan movie. Like I said, we get one every couple of years. It's like, The Visit was pretty good, and Split was pretty good. Unfortunately, the follow-up to Split wasn't so good, but Glass, I hated the way that one ended. I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked the ending, but I didn't like how they just like killed them all. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. So yeah, we occasionally get a good Shyamalan movie. I also been revisiting Night Court because I found there's a thing on Amazon through Freevee where you can just watch it with commercials. So started watching Night Court again. Now I will say in terms of does it still hold up? To me it does. Now I will admit some of the humor is dated at certain points. Someone who is of the non-binary transgender will probably not like a lot of the jokes. and that is fair and valid. I didn't really laugh at those jokes as much as I probably would have in the past. Just because it's, different time. But I do always take things just like I do with Three's Company and things like that. Different times. I still like the show. There's still a lot of funny moments to it and a lot of, like, heartfelt moments, too. Harry Anderson, for being a stand-up comic, I thought he actually played the dramatic scenes pretty well. Like, I think he actually did pretty well. He didn't do a lot of dramatic acting, but, like, I thought when they had to get serious and he had these kind of monologues, I thought he did fine. Like, it's kind of like with, like, Seinfeld. Like, everyone's just like, oh, Seinfeld's a terrible actor. I'm like, I mean, he's fine. I'm not expecting Seinfeld to play multiple roles, and Harry Anderson didn't play that many. He did Dave's World, and like he did it, But like, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that Harry Anderson. He didn't do a lot of movies or anything like that. He popped up on Cheers occasionally, but like, he kind of had his thing, and he made his money, for his kids and all that. So, but I always liked Harry Anderson. I think I also appreciate Harry Anderson because outside of my dad, who was big on the dad jokes, or I just call them puns. But Harry Anderson was big on those puns on there, and he would always do this kind of, so I like to use that occasionally myself. I always liked Harry Anderson. He was just like Judge Harry T. Stone, and the whole cast. John Larroquette's great. I haven't seen the new one. I heard it's not very good. I heard John Larroquette's fine, but like the rest of the characters are just kind of there. They're trying too hard, and I don't know. There's just certain aspects of Night Court that maybe don't date well, as I mentioned before. and maybe don't really work as well now. That's the thing. Sometimes you can't really bring it back again. You know, like I love Cheers. Do I want to see a Cheers reboot? No, not really. Would be nice to see those characters pop up in the Frasier thing that they're gonna do. I guess, you know, but like Frasier was a great spinoff. I don't really know why we need another Frasier either, but it just feels like for a long time it was like, let's remake every freaking movie from the 80s, and now it's like, let's bring back every fucking TV show fucking ever. Either we remake it completely like a Hawaii Five-0 type situation, or Magnum PI, or like, let's just bring it back, and then it won't be as good like the Connors. But like, it just, I can understand like a short revival, like just a quick, you know, like what Dexter did, although not the best, but you know, a short revival and just like, okay, now we're done. You know, that was fun. That was cool to visit the character and stuff. But like, it's very much like a long dated sequel to something. Sometimes it can work. I'm hopeful for Beetlejuice 2 to be good. At least the right people are involved. But you never know. Super Troopers 2, perfect example. And I like all those guys. I like Broken Lizard. I want to support Broken Lizard and what they do. But that was just, it was those type of sequels where you're just like, let's take that joke, like Bad Santa 2. Let's do that joke from the first one, because it was funny in the first one. Let's do it in a different context, and it won't be fucking funny, because we'll just be thinking about the moment that was funny in that better movie that we watched, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. So when it comes to, like, revivals of shows, yeah, I loved Wings, too. Do I think of Wings? Roy's gone, you know? Homicide was a great show, but do I think a reboot would? Not necessarily, you know. Unless you have, you know, Frank Pembleton as the new captain or something, you know. That might work, but, you know, or like Gianello's son. But yeah, I'll talk about Homicide more sometime. Do a deep dive. Maybe I'll do a deep dive on Night Court once I finish watching it. But it was funny, I was going through and like trying to remember what each series finale was. There's one where Harry loses his judgeship and then wants to do this big stunt. There's the other one where Dan goes down in the plane in like Alaska or something. That was interesting. But it was kind of interesting that I remember those, you know, series finales for Night Court. But yeah, so yeah, you can check out Night Court on Freevee. You can watch it for free. You have to watch some annoying commercials. Like, I swear to God, there's this one commercial with this kid, and he's just like, he's getting in the van, and he's just like, another group project. I hope I can get online tonight so that because I can't do this alone. And it's just like some AT&T ad where it's like making sure everyone is connected and can use Wi-Fi to do their, you know. And that's fine, but it's just like, you see it 100 times, and you're just like, I don't care. Just shut up. Go to the fucking library. It's like, go to the library, you can use the internet for free. It's like, this is not that hard of a problem, guys. Just like, or you go to any spot that's a Wi-Fi hotspot and have a laptop, and then you're good. I mean, if you can't afford a computer, that's a whole other thing. But like, at the same time, go to the fucking library. You can do it there for limited amounts of time. But you can usually, like, I remember when I would go to the library a couple times because my computer was out. And you know, even if you needed extra time, you would just rent a computer for an hour, get off of that, and then go rent another one. You know, if you need another one. So it's like, it's not like they're like, I mean, there's time limits, but it's not like, yeah, get out. You can't be on another computer. So it's like, you know, not the most ideal situation, yeah, but especially what I hate about it too would be like, you'd have these people playing music really loud and like being really loud, and I'm just like, I know that the computer, but isn't this a fucking library? Sorry for all the cursing, but like, it's a library, guys. Remember the shh, you know? Like, could you maybe tell these people to shut the fuck up? Yeah. So those are the shows I've watched recently, and the shows I haven't watched a whole lot of, but I'm looking forward to watching more shows. Like I said, I'm gonna watch No Hard Feelings, probably see Blue Beetle soon, probably see Oppenheimer soon. Maybe next week I'll see that, and watch these other shows, and you know, I'll probably do a full review of those shows once the season's over, like I did with Gemstones and stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. Oh, so we're gonna do a sketch kind of about this, but now I don't really care too much about the Disney live action remakes because whatever. It just seems like they don't really try half the time. But man, let me tell you, I'm going to do 2 rants here. I'll get to the other one in a minute. I just remember the one I wanted to rant about, just about a movie that I hate. I might have done it before, I don't know. But the Rachel Zegler stuff with Snow White. Oh my god. What a mess. And like a lot of people are saying, she's the new Brie Larson. I'm like, no, she's much worse. Because at least with Brie Larson, she played Captain Marvel. She didn't change the name of Captain. She didn't not change the name, but she didn't just completely change the entire backstory of Captain Marvel. She didn't shit on the character or well, the Captain Marvel cartoon is, This actress is just let me read you the quotes. Let me read you the quotes, because it's just kind of insulting. Because for those of you who haven't heard much about it, to me, casting Latina actress as Snow White, who cares? That's fine. That doesn't. People making too much about the whitest snow. Who gives a crap? Snow White's been done tons of times, guys. It's not that big a deal. That is the least of my problems with this whole thing. It's just everything else involved with this movie, because Yao, I gotta find the article because I was reading it to Anna earlier, and it's just and let me just say, whatever I say here is not an invitation to go try to bully this actress online. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't like her attitude. I don't like how she said some crappy shit about Jeremy Renner with no context whatsoever. But that doesn't mean I wish ill feelings on her. I'm not going to see her movie. But why did it go to Jenna Ortega? I didn't click on Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega's fine. Let's see. Let's just see if I can find that article. I think it was director's son. Okay. So I don't think she's the new Brie Larson. I think she's the new Kristen Stewart, because I swear every single thing I've seen her in is I am a mouth breather. I cannot shut my mouth. Look at my teeth. Every picture I see of her, it's like this. And it feels like she has no chin. I'm not insulting her for that, but it just feels like she has a really small chin. Me, I have this big old chin, so who am I to talk? But anyway, so apparently this article is basically about the director's son of the original not really appreciating. He calls it woke, which I kind of roll my eyes at, but because that gets overused. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is not the article. What the hell? Maybe I have to click on it. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. Sorry. My bad. Okay, here we are. So, for those of you who hadn't heard, some of the other controversy, remember Peter Dinklage came out and criticized them for, not changing things up and all that stuff. And they took that as, we're not going to cast any, little people in these roles, which upset a lot of little people actors who are not Peter Dinklage and don't have any credit, that kind of pull to be able to just play whatever role they want, despite their size. Credibility, I guess. Not to say they don't have credibility, but, sometimes it's hard for a little person to get a role, that fits them, So yes, first conservative critics took issue with her because they're conservatives and that's what they do. Titular's 7 dwarfs into a diverse collection of magical creatures of varying sizes and genders. Because why? You could have just not had the dwarfs in it at all. That would have been... There's been stories without the dwarfs and other grim things. It's not that hard to do. But at the same time, causing little people to not get work. So yeah. So this is her little quote from Variety. She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. People are making these jokes about her as being the PC Snow White, where it's yeah, it is, because it needed that. The original is extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is to fit in the world. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and it's very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time. it's just like, what? Like, just, she sounds just so pretentious. Like, and that's when I have a problem with some people in Hollywood, not women, men, whatever. It's just like, sometimes people just come off like so pretentious. Like, do you live in the real world? You know, you want to do a different take on Snow White? That's fine. You want to not have dwarfs? Okay, have the huntsman in there. You know, it's like, they did that with Chris Hemsworth as a huntsman. You know, it's like, they did this with Kristen Stewart. I mean, it's like, you know, but it's like, you kind of had to find balance too, because it's like, on one hand, I understand Peter Dinklage's comments, and they took that out of context and went completely overboard. But at the same time, it's like, we've often talked about like how a lot of trans people have been like, well, trans actors should be the only ones playing trans people, and that's fine, because they're going to understand that experience. Now, on the other hand, you have like straight actors playing gay actors, or gay actors playing straight actors, or whatever the case, or varying degrees of things. But like, which I think you can have an argument on both sides of that argument, whatever you feel. I feel like, you know, for the most part, acting is acting. Not every role is a role that should be yours. I agree with that. But for the most part, acting is acting. But like, yes, I agree with not stereotyping a little person into only getting roles of little people. I agree that they should be able to do like what Peter Dinklage has done, you know. And he's done that quite successfully, and he's a good actor. But at the same time, not everybody can get a break like that all the time. And not everybody's trying to, I don't want to say beat the drum, but like, there's not as much push for that as there is with that, most of other representation and diversity and all that. There's not as much push for like, hey, why don't we have a little person be the lead role? Why don't we have a little person be Snow White? You know, it's like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like with plays and all that stuff, you mix it up and you can cast however the hell you want, really. Unless it specifically says you can't do that in this writer's thing, but that's, you know, a whole thing. But, you know, there's no reason why you can't do it that way. But I think at the same time, if you have roles of dwarfs, rather than doing what they're doing with Willy Wonka and having Hugh Grant be Oompa Loompa, a choice, like, what's wrong with giving a little person actor who maybe hasn't gotten a big break like Peter Dinklage, or been able to get lots of roles, or maybe is just content to just be in these type of roles, whether it's being a dwarf or being a munchkin in like Wizard of Oz or something like that. It's like, that's still a role for them, you know. It's like, if they were just looking for tall white guys, and I was going to play a tall white guy, I wouldn't want other tall white guy say, no tall white guys can play this role. Cut all the tall white guy roles. It's like, I mean, I know it's a different story, but like, just from my perspective, I'm like, that sounds ridiculous, because, hey, I'm a tall white guy who maybe hasn't gotten his break yet and is happy just to play a guard in this fucking thing. You know? Hey, it's a role and it's a paycheck. Thank you. It's some exposure. Maybe maybe I can get another role, like a Peter Dinklage role or something. You know? And at the same time, some actors just, the range that they have at that time, or they're just starting out or something like that. You know? So it's like, to be like, well, you don't need that role. You know? And the whole, like, being a leader thing, what the fuck? Like, she wants to be a community leader. What the she already is. With the dwarves, she already is. Like, there's no, as far, you know, it feels like she didn't really know shit about Snow White, and basically just, like, came in with her own basic, I don't want to say agenda, but, like, you know, let's just do it this way. And it's just like, but why? Like, I don't mind mixing it up. Like, Snow White Tale of Terror was a nice, you know, twisting things around a little bit is fine. You know, if you don't have the dwarfs in it, okay. If you want to go darker with it, you want to go grim fairy tale with it, that's totally great. But even look at the original fairy tale, like, it's dark, you know, but, like, what is so bad about true love? What is that? Why is this, like, need to not show, like, you're not a true feminist or a true woman if you want true love to happen with a man. And yeah, no, I don't know about the whole stalking thing. The whole, like, kissing her to, you know, wake her and all that. People have gone to context and made it into this creepy thing that it really wasn't meant to be. But, you know, and I'm not saying that's how you should go about life. You shouldn't just go up to women sleeping and kiss them. No. But like, you know, in the context of what they were doing with it, it was a beautiful fairy tale, and it was what it was. And now you're just basically like, yeah, we're not gonna do that because we are so progressive, and this is for feminism. And it's like, but it's not. Go watch the Barbie movie. Then you'll learn about what feminism actually is. You fucking idiot. You know, and just between that and her attacking Jeremy Renner and calling him a racist and all that other shit, which unfounded, okay? And like no apology for it ever. Like, screw it. I just don't like her. I'm not going to support her movies. I don't think she's that good of an actress. She might be an okay singer, I don't know. But I don't like her. I don't like her snotty attitude. I think she's young and dumb. And she's in Hollywood, and I think she's a spoiled brat. That's just my personal take. My opinion. You like her, great. I'm happy for you guys getting representation. That's totally fine. I have no problem with her being Snow White. I have a problem with this not basically being Snow White. It doesn't have to be the exact same story completely. I'm not saying you can't make changes or updates here and there, but like if you completely cut out things, it's just like that's not the fucking story then. It's not Snow White then. Snow White is not a fucking community leader. It's like, then don't say that it's a live-action remake if you're going to just fucking completely change the entire thing. At least with Little Mermaid, she was still the fucking mermaid. It was still basically the same story, you know, and she had other things that you wanted, but there was still the love story with Eric, at least, you know. You know, so it's like, I don't understand this unnecessary need to, let's just completely change it all. Cool, yeah, let's just like the Cruella thing, let's just go into the backstory of how a Dalmatian killed her mom. You know, like, who is making these decisions? Like, it's one of those things where, like, is this the studio making the decisions? Is this the writers? I don't know. But whoever's making these decisions, please stop. You're a moron. You're a complete and utter moron. It's like, I'd rather just them not even do another Snow White than do this shit. Because this is just terrible. Who is this for? Are you telling me that all those people that are playing the magical creatures are going to feel so represented by this whole thing? No, because no one's going to fucking see this shit. Like, the only person in the movie I even like is Gal Gadot playing the evil queen. She might be fun. That's about it. I don't... Nothing against people playing the magical creatures. I'm sure they're lovely people. I'm glad for them to get some work. But it's just like, why even do the story at all? Like, they need to stop with these goddamn live-action remakes. It's not working, guys. It's not working. You want to talk about superhero fatigue? I have Disney live-action remake fatigue. Stop fucking doing it, Disney. Just stop. Just stop. Anyway, that's my Rachel Zegler rant. As I said, that's not a personal attack on her personally. I just don't think she's very good. And I'll stand by that. And I know everyone will just be like, some people like, he hates women. You know, he just said Barbie movie was great. But, and it's been happily married for years. But anyway, you know. But yeah, I was saying, with this though, guys, like I said before, don't go attack her on Twitter or nothing like that. You know, it's, I don't have, just like with Brie Larson, even if I disagree with something someone said, I'm not like saying, I'm not advocating for an attack. I'm not trying to get clicks to the channel. That's not what that's about. It was just when I saw that, I'm just like, this is just dumb. just please stop. Like, people like this just like annoy me, because it's just like, you're not really making that big of a difference. This isn't, you doing this, no one is going to go to Snow White and be like, man, Mom, I want to be a community leader. The fuck? And I'm not saying you have to go just to be like, oh, find a man and fall in love. That's not what I'm saying either. That's not even the message of the film. But, like, it just feels like someone completely missed the boat of what Snow White was, or could be, or whatever. And you can do, and even if you do that community leader thing, why does the love thing have to be completely cut out? Like, what's wrong with love? Are you asexual or something? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, like, or just have no heart? I don't get some of these modern people. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Also, I just want to mention, I may have mentioned this before, but I think You're Next is an overrated piece of shit. I'm just going to say that just to wrap things up. And I'll tell you about this time. I may have told about this before. I don't recall. I'd have to go back and watch my own podcast, and I don't do that all the time. So it's for you, not for me. So, you know, I think my problems with it was, I remember I was actually excited because someone said, hey, this is like Michael Myers. This is like the new Halloween type thing. And I went, cool. And I went and saw it, and the first 10 minutes were great. Like the opening kill and the whole thing, I thought, okay, this is going somewhere. And then it turned into complete shit. And everyone just praises it because the girl had survival training, and so she kicked their ass. And I'm like, okay. But you literally had hired killers to get your parents' inheritance. That's not scary. That's just rich people trying to kill off their parents to get more money or something. What? Like when I first saw the previews, I have these animal masks. I'm like, okay, this could be creepy and cool. You know, this is interesting. You know, and animals get their way, and I'm like, okay, I thought maybe it was going to be kind of some creature feature thing. No, it's just some mercenaries in masks and a bunch of rich kids that want to kill their parents to get more money. Okay. Sorry, that doesn't quite compare to Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Jason, you know. I'll take those movies any day over You're Next. So, fuck You're Next. And that's a double finger. If you like it, though, that's fine. As I said before. But I will always never remember. I just remember walking out of the theater just pissed off. Like, I just wasted my money on this piece of shit. You know, it's very rarely that I feel that way. Most of the time I walk out of the movie, and even if I didn't love it, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching it. But man, that movie, ugh. Hashtag fuck You're Next. I'm just a mouthy motherfucker today, aren't I? Jesus Christ, so much language at him. What the hell? I'm gonna put some soap in my mouth and wipe my mouth out with soap. I've learned a lesson. Okay, guys, cool. So I've done my little rants. I'm not gonna do that every week. It's not gonna be a common thing. I'd been reading about it lately, and it was just like, and I saw that today, and I was like, oh my god, what? Who says these things? Anyway. Wrapping things up, guys. It's about 46 minutes in. So, episode 11, Adam's Rambling Podcast. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you didn't, that's okay. If you did, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. I'll be working on a Candyman ranking. I need to watch Candyman 3, unfortunately. Just so I can, because I've seen the other 3. So I just need to see that terrible movie that I know will be last in the ranking. And then after the ranking, I will be working on pitches to sequels for Candyman and what I would have done with them, as opposed to what they did do with them. I mean, legitimately, if you wanted to be real about it, it'd be like the first movie and the remake. That would be, that'd be pretty much the follow-up. But there's ways to go about it. So anyway, that'll be my next pitch. Will be Candyman, because I really like that series for the most part. And Tony Todd rules. Hashtag Tony Todd rules. I'd like to meet him someday. Like, if I could ever go to those Comic Cons and he was there, I would definitely like to meet him. Like him and Robert Englund, that would be freaking awesome. Cool. All right, guys, have a great day.